Hello, welcome to Oz Scalemodeling, and welcome to part 3 of our MiniArt military truck build. And in this video, we're going to continue on from our last one, which was where we're up to step 10 in the instructions here. And the last piece we built in step 9 actually gets installed on onto the chassis here. All the parts that I need for this I've already taken off. They're all here. They're not trimmed up yet or sanded or anything like that, so I will do that shortly. Yeah, this is where we'll continue on from. So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notifications bell, and so you don't miss any of the videos, and watch this from the unboxing if you're just coming into this video here, and you can watch it from the beginning right through. So far it's been quite a little bit of a challenge because of the size and smallness of some of these pieces. Broken a few bits and glued a few bits wrongly along the way, but hopefully we'll get a bit better as we go, hey. All right, so don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and comments are welcome. And I'll come back in a sec when I've got these trimmed up. We'll bring the chassis back onto camera and we'll start putting these on. Okay, back in a second. Okay, so I've got all those parts trimmed up. We've got our chassis back out, and just looking over the instructions here and trying to figure out the best way to go about this. And it's not the most clearest instructions, but we'll figure it out. So what I think first we're going to have to do is one of these here. These go on the end of here, pretty much like that. But there's some parts to go on there. We've got a little piece to go on the top of that, and there's one to go on the bottom. Then we can attach it onto there. So that's probably the best way. So we'll get my blue tack to hold this like this here. Then we put this like that. So on the top here we've put one of these. And just looking at which way that's going to go. And it looks like probably like that. Yep. So let's put a bit of glue under there. We'll have to do exactly the same for the one on the other side as well. So just put that there and let that glue go through. We might as well start the other one as well. Well, that's drying, so we can turn it over, do the underside, but here's the other one. And do exactly the same. Oh, there's a right way up too. Lucky I checked. Okay. So that one I just did, assuming it was for this side. So that one is actually for that side. This one is going to go this way for here. We'll grab our little piece to go on. It's going to go on there. That's good. All right. I'll just give that a second to dry, and then we'll turn them upside down. Okay, so this has this one go on here, the other underside. And this is why it was important to get these the right way. Even though they're identical, this one actually has a different shape piece go on the underside of it. So if I turn that one around, we have this piece. Okay, so I'll get a bit of glue on there. That's that in place. And that piece will be done. We'll put that over here. That's going to go on there. This one has this extension arm on it. That's going to go on there like that. Yep. So get some glue on there first. Like that. Put that in there like that. Yeah, that's fine. Put that on this side where that's going to go. All right. Now we can put these on. Yeah, these can go on here. Now, I think I've messed it up. I have. I've got these on the wrong way around. How do I do this? Every time. Let me take that off. Let me take this one off. I realise that there's a little thing in here that only lets them go one way. This one's okay, I think. Yes. Checking. Yeah, that one's okay. Is that right? That's going to go there. Yeah, that's fine. No, that one is okay. It's just that I had them the wrong way around. Okay, we'll take that off. Put this on the top. Silly me. I'll explain why I had to do this in a second. Let me just get them on. Position. This is fine. And this one to go back on there. Perfectly straight. It's on. Some more glue on there. It's straight. All right. There we go. All right. What happened is this part that slides on here. There's a. It can only go one way. It can only slip in there one way. There's a little cutout in there that lines up with that side, which is how I realised I had those two up the wrong way. Okay, I think that's right now. Let me just check again. That's on the bottom, right? Yep. Okay. All right, so I put that on. It's not glued yet, and that one's not glued yet. I just need to test fit this piece here that goes across between them two. And I'm just looking at the way this is going to fit. Looks like it's going to go that way. And again, it's pretty much gonna go. Okay, so that's gonna go on there, and that one's gonna go on there. So that'll be fine. Good. All right, so I'll glue these on now. Just touch that in there. Bit in there. Done. I'll let them dry before I stick those on. And then we've got EF 3 and 4. 3 and 4 here. And these little brackets are going to go in there somehow. And it's clear where one end goes. So one end goes into there, and the other bit looks like it goes up into the top of that. I'm going to have to find another picture to see if there's another view. It's interesting that you look at where they're telling you to install this other bracket, which is this EF4 and 3, and it's not quite clear showing. I know where one end goes, but I'm not too sure where the other end goes up to. So you go over to the next step in the instructions, and there you go. You can look at the same area and it's showing everything except it shows that piece not fitted. So you fitted it in the previous instruction, you go to the next one, it's not showing it there. So you got no reference. Yeah, so that makes things a little bit tricky. All right. I'll see what I can find. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I found where it goes. I just looked at it a little bit more carefully and realized that it will go up under that plate where the U-bolt's attached to, holding that rear axle on. Okay, so that's fine. So in the meantime, I'm going to try them first. So I'm going to take off EF4. This. EF4 like this. And we're going to try and see, test fit, to see where this is going to go. So, looking at there to there. Believe it or not, I don't think it does go there. Or does it? Yes, it does. Not where I thought it would, but yeah, that's going to go in there like that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Has to be it. All right. Let me get myself a drink, compose myself, quadruple check what I'm about to do, and then we'll put it on. Back in a sec. Okay, so I've just glued one on. We're just about to do the other side. First I have to take it off here. Okay. Hold this here. Just do a quick test fit again. To go in there, up to there. Yep, that'll be fine. Glue in there. Now a bit of glue on the top bit. Perfect. That looks pretty right to me. Okay. Moving on. We can put this crossbar on now. So this piece is going to go on here. Like that. This part will come down and go to there, like that. Just making sure that's going on properly. There we go. That looks good. Again, I will check the instructions and make sure that that's in the right spot there. That looks good. In fact, it could probably come forward just a fraction. Like that. Much better. There. That's it. Good. All right, lock it in. Lock it in. Go that. Go that. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, happy. All right. Need that. Now we've got a couple of those similar arms to go on the front here. 72 and 73. So 72 is on this side first. These ones are pretty easy to see where they go for a change. Yeah. Definitely going to need to test fit them though, so let's take off number 73 first. Just going to trim that a little bit. That's it. Good. On that arm there as well. Good. Okay, so the idea with this one is that longer bit. No, it's that bit. And it goes under the differential and up this side. So there's a little point in there that it connects, and then it comes up and touches and comes onto that, the end of there, with this part. So the idea is to just test fit. We'll put that. I have to hold it differently. And make sure it's going to go correctly. It's going to go under there and up to there. Yep. It's just a tricky spot. It's probably best to go this way. So put that on there like that. I know my fingers are completely covering everything, but it's the only way I can get this in. That's not going to work. That will. Yeah, that'll work. So the idea would be to put some glue down there, get this end on first. Should be simply like that. And yep, that lines up perfectly. Do this. Some glue in there. Bring it across. Put it in there. That's in. And that's ready to go in the top. Right. Bring that up a fraction. Very, very delicate. Let's try and get this on now. That. Move this across. Then up. It was just a matter of getting that at the right angle. And that's it. Great. I'm just going to do the other side now. We don't want to watch me do that again, eh? All right. I'll come back when it's done. Back in a sec. Okay, so I got that on. Actioned it up using a bit of CA glue. Because I needed to stick fast and not move around. And yep, it's fine. So those two little pieces, they're on now. All good. That is it for step 10, looks like. Oh no, we've still got to put our piece we built earlier on. The thing that I don't know what it was. Let's grab that. Here it is here. Now this, right, there's a couple of little mounting bits inside the chassis there, which should line up with something on here. No, but it's showing me that it's going to go like this somehow. So put it this way. And the pipes underneath. Oh yes, I see. So that's going to sit in there, not like that. Okay, go in from the other side. Drop that in there. That looks good. Yep, that's it there. All right, I can glue this one in now. Yeah. Now, before I glue this one in, I'm just going to jump ahead and see if I can see it positioned in. another spot. It looks right. Looks okay, yes. Yep, okay. Okay, all good. Let's glue it in. That. Then we can glue that side too. Come in from here. Done. All right. All right, now we've finished step 10. Let's put this aside for a moment. Mark off everything. So we put all our crosses. It's all done. All done. Good. Now we put all that on. So that's been put on number 6. That's good. Step 10 is done. 9 we have still to place on our model, or have we? That was it. Sorry, that was the piece we just placed on the model. So we can tick that off now. The battery is still to go on, and this part up here is still to go on as well, number 7. I'm guessing it's probably over the page. Let's have a look over the page. Step 11. Joe. Yes, the battery's going on here, but not that other piece. Oh, that's in step 13. That's right. Remember I mentioned that was going to be a long way ahead. So, okay. So here we've got, looks like the drum brakes it's got, and they're all going on. The battery, some brackets there on both sides. Looks good. It looks like we're putting, looks like the engine going together there. All right. Okay. So let's get some sprues out, eh? I think we'll start with sprue A. Get some parts off. Put that away. And in sprue A we need A80 and 81. That's probably them up here. No, yes it is. 80 and 81. Should I be concerned about getting them mixed up? Probably. 80. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take off number 80. Okay. 80, and that has BC16 connect to it. Go to our box. BC16 is here. Take that off. So I don't get mixed up. These two I'll clean up now and we'll put them straight on, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so there's our pieces. I just cleaned them up. This top bit just presses down over there. No key or anything, it just goes straight on. I'll pop some glue into that. And then this can only go on one way. It's keyed as well to go on the axle. So that'll be no issues. We'll just pop this in first. Just a little bit of glue like that. Done. Now, to put this on here, pretty much, it might be easier. No, it won't. It's best just to go like that. That's how it's going to go. That. It's funny, even though it's keyed to go one way, it still spins on that spindle there. I actually use some super glue for this just to make sure it's going to be on there nice and tight. And I will double check to make sure I'm doing it right, which I am, I think. I'm just wondering why those little three marks are at the bottom. Is that right? Yes, that's correct. Not what I'm worried about. It's fine. It is certainly much bigger than the hole. That's my concern. I don't know why that is. Which is why I want to use super glue. Alright. It's okay. We'll use super glue because I wanted to, the A glue, because I wanted to make sure it's going to stay there. Put that in there, some little dot. Excuse me. Put that in there. Which I completely missed then. There it is there, that's all we need. Doesn't seem right. But it's not sitting in further. The important thing is that it's straight because that's where my wheels are going. Alright, that's on. We'll take the other side off and we'll do the other bits on the other side and we'll see if they fit just as loosely. Be back in a sec. I'll take them off and trim them up. Okay, so I got the other side on, went on exactly the same way. Just not 100% sure why they don't fit on more accurately and they're not a tighter fit, because you just sort of got to eyeball it to see if they're straight. It's not that simple to do. Anyway, I've got that on what I think is pretty good. Now we'll go down and we'll work on the rear hubs. These go on different, they go different, so there's no way they're going to go on wrong because it's only going to fit one way and they should fit tight. So let me get them off the sprue. We'll trim them up and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so we've got our two pieces here, clean them up and just do a quick test fit. I haven't glued that on yet. It's a little, again, these can only go on one way. It's going to go on there like that. And that's a much better fit. That's not going to, yeah, that's more accurate. Can't go wrong, see? Okay, well, I'm going to glue this on, I'll glue that on, and I'll do the other side, and we'll come back and have a look at it. I'm back in a sec. Okay, got those on. Went on quite very easily. What I will do though is touch them in there with a bit of super glue because the wheels have got to go on later and I don't know how easy they're going to slide on. I want these to be on, these hubs got to be on there quite strongly. I'll put a little bit of CA glue, let that you know, wick inside there. And in the meantime, we've got a couple of small bits and pieces, some brackets and stuff to go along the side of the chassis here. So looks like I could take off a few of these parts, all of these parts actually. I will. I'll take all these parts off and put them here, and we'll be able to yeah, put those on. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back again, and we're up to putting all these last parts on the chassis here, step 11. I've got all the parts off that I need. There's a few there that look like just some sort of metal brackets. The battery also goes on in this step, so we've got that ready to go, and a few more brackets as well. So yeah, let's get on to this. So we've got to first of all put one of these BC5 ones here. There's locating points for them. It's just a matter of putting them in the right way around, which I've been not doing too good at lately. So that's going to go like that. I think that's going to go on there like that. That's it there. Yeah, now they don't snap in or anything, they just rest in there. So this is going to be a bit tricky to position. Let me try and find out how I'm going to hold this. Now there's the way of putting it in like that, but then I'll have to make sure that it's all straight. So we'll grab our bit of blue tack here, get the piece ready, that, and now make sure we're up the right way, and it's really just going to go like that on there. Yep. All right, get some glue. Difficult part here will be making sure that it's straight. That's what I have my biggest problems with. So get it in place first, like this. That looks pretty good first go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, that went on super easy. Let's do another one. And again, in position, just do a test to where we want it. That. There we go. That one needed a bit of straightening. Still seems to be sagging down a little bit. It looks straight there. I'm going to let those two dry. There's two more on the exact opposite side. Yep, they look pretty good. I'll pop the other two side on the other side and we'll come back. Okay, got those parts on. They went on quite easily, just on the inside there. Now they look like engine mounts actually. So now we're going to put the battery on. Take this out. And the battery will go on the side there. Just slide that in. See if that's going to go. Yep. Exactly where we want it, right there. There it is. We'll use a bit of super glue on that photo edge to glue that on. Just double checking it's up the right way. And it is up the wrong way because it's got to go that way. And we'll get that to fit in there for sure. Just get that up the right way like this. Those pins are sitting perfectly, and it's up the right way because our chassis is up the wrong way. Right, I'm just going to glue that. Sorry, I'm off camera. There it is. So I'm just going to put some little bit of super glue in there, CA glue, and we'll be right. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, so there it is. Bit of super glue, hold that on, and it went on fine. Okay. Now that completes step 11. Move this over a little bit. So we can tick that because that's on. Everything else is crossed off and on. And we can tick number 11, done. Right, moving on to number 12. Looks like the engine. So let's have a go at this. We need sprue BF and we need 4 parts off that. I think. Is it 4 parts? Yeah, it is. Okay, we'll be back in a sec. I'll grab the sprue. Okay, welcome back. So I put our chassis away for a bit. We started on step 12. I've got the engine block here with the sump and the rocket cover. Taking them off the sprue. We don't need any more. Now, this I've noticed they have a color call out for. It's the first time I've come across this. So they've got 01. Now 01 is the grey colour that we need to paint this engine. It's also the colour I've got on order and should be here on Monday or Tuesday. So that's in 2 or 3 days. So I won't be able to paint this, but we can put it together at least and get it trimmed up. And there's more later on, because if we go in the instructions, moving on to 13, there's more parts to do. 14 and 15, more parts on the chassis. For step 16, where we pull the engine out and we start putting on parts there, where there's more color call outs, more grey, and then there's a 3 and a 02. We go to the color guide, and now in here we'll see that 3 is aluminium and the 02 is black. Those I can color, but engine I can't at this stage, but there are more of the grey needed for this. But anyway, that's fine. In the meantime, I'm going to put this together. I'm thinking it might be best to, let's see, if we put these parts together like this and then clean up all those bits that were cut off the sprue. That'll be fine, although you see that bit there won't need doing because that's going to be where the sump is. So that'll cover that. As a matter of fact, they've done the right thing here. They've put all the sprue locating points where they're going to get covered by these parts. But these parts will need to be cleaned up. So all right, I'm going to tidy these up, glue this together. We'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, back again. So I've popped the engine together. It's all glued up. It's pretty good. I was going to undercoat it because I do have black primer, but then I realized there's actually quite a bit of stuff to go on this. Because if we look at the instructions here, I don't know why it's told me to do this now, but that was step 12, which is now done. But we've still got 13, 14, step 15, And then we get back onto the engine here. Now there's this looks like part of the engine cover here. The starter motor goes inside, I'm guessing. That's got to be the same color as the grey engine. There's lots of pieces going on here that are other colors, so they'll have to be all painted up separately, I'm guessing. So there's not much point in doing anything with that at the moment. I was going to put this together because it's also got to be painted that color, but then there's a few other little bits. It's another little piece that sits in here. Yeah, so very tiny bits that sit in some spots. But anyway, we'll put that aside in a little container and label it number 12, and we'll continue on to step 13. Okay, I'll just get myself reorganized here. Okay, let's continue on. So we're moving on to step 13 now. So we need some parts first, mostly off the A sprue. So let's just put that aside for a second. Bring out our A sprue. So we need A29, which is another support piece that goes on the side of the chassis. A29 is, let's see, 29 is this one here. This and this. A29. Then we need A51. A51 is very, very tiny one there. Look at that. A51. Wow, it is minute. Okay, we will cut it off. A51 there. And there's actually a smaller one, A50. A50 is, okay, that's interesting. A50 is a bolt, and if you look on the sprue here, I don't know if you can make that out. A50 is one piece of plastic with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little bolts on it there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one of those bolts. That's incredible. Okay, how do I get one of them off? Okay, that's really incredible. All right, we'll just skip that for a minute. Let's go to A52. The A52 is this little piece here, which looks like a hose of some sort. Now, those little bits, I want to be careful. All right, let's put that over there. A52 is here. That one. There. All right, that there. I'm going to mark these off as I go too. A52, A51, A29. We need A41, which is a tail shaft. A41, not be hard to find. 41, oh, here we go. A41's here. And there's also A42. They do look a little bit different, I think. You don't want to get them mixed up, that's the important thing. A41. Okay, we'll take that one off. So I need a bit of cleaning up. A41 and A42 looks pretty much identical. Let me just put it over the top and see if it's the right same length and everything. Yeah, it is. It is smaller actually, so we don't want to get that mixed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this here, here, and then we'll cut it off the sprue here. There we go. And it still has the label on it. So we won't get that mixed up. Then we need A36. A36 is this one. Look how delicate that is. Okay, be very gentle with this one. All right, 36 and A28. 28 is this one here. Just checking. Yep, A28. Good. And then it's just our A50 rivet we need to get off. But there's a BC10, two BC10s. They go on the end of the tail shafts. See, BC10. Yep, we've used those. Ah, here we go. BC10s, two of them. There we go. Don't know why I talk quieter when I'm doing small pieces. Like yelling is going to make them jump away or something. All right, all done except for that rivet bolt we need, A50. I'll figure that out. In the meantime, I'm going to get all these cleaned up and safely put in a little where they're not going to go flinging off somewhere. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, back again. Now we've got the chassis out. We're working on step 13. I've got all the parts off that we need. That little piece that we saw that was just a nut, it's got to come off. I figured out a way of getting that off was just with a sharp knife, just slice it off. Just slice one of them off and use that. I haven't done that yet, but I'll leave that till last. So for now, we need to get this, which we made at step 7. This is what our tail shafts connect to. And this will sit in here like that. Just like that. And then we connect our tail shafts. So what I'll do is we'll go with number 43 first. Okay. Now this end has to go into the little clamp that's in there, and that end's going up to that end where we've got to put in a connection point for this. It's probably best we put in that connection first, It's going into the back of the diff there, and that was BC10. Okay, so BC10 was an extremely small piece in here. There it is. Get that out. Yep. All right. So now that has to go into the back of the diff housing. Should not be too difficult. The problem is we've got to get it lined up, because this is in here like that. Okay. So that one's going to go pretty much straight across, so that's okay. All right, I've got that figured out. So as long as that goes in an up and down position, so small I can't hold it, it's going to go into there like that. All right, so we'll get our handy little blue tack out, put that there, ready to go in. Now we get some of this. Might be an idea just first to check how, if that slips in there easily. Yes, no problem. Be no need to super glue it on. So we'll put this on with this. Dab of that in the middle. Put this up. Place that in. It's okay. But I'd left that in there. That's pretty much gone straight in the hole there. That's it there. Now, while that's like that, we're just going to drop that back down. Check the length. See if we can put this in almost straight away. That's going in. It's never simple. It's going to go in there like that. Try again. There. Just grab that a little bit further up. There. That will go in there. So close. That in there. That in there. That's pretty much what we want. Hope you saw that. I almost did that off camera, didn't I? Yep. That will be perfect. I'm going to change my mind and use super glue on there. I want that to stick. And be quite solid. We'll grab a little bit of CA glue. I mean, just a tiny bit. That's it there. That'll secure that. We'll let that dry. We've already checked that'll fit perfectly. Let's hope the other end goes in just as smooth, because I won't have the luxury of being able to move this backwards and forwards. But I'm pretty positive. Yeah, it's just a matter of That's going to go like that. That's in. Maybe now, if I check this one, just check how that's going to go. That's looking pretty good too. We now need our other one for the other end. It's going to go in that end. Which I think we can do that now. Make sure it's around the right way as well. Yep, it's got to be straight up and down. That's it there. If I can get this on now, and this just came off, but if I can get it on now, that would be good. The only thing I haven't glued down is the whole mechanism in the center there, which I'll use extra thin because I know that that'll run along and go in between the joins. Or actually, this will even do it. Yeah, that's all we need. We'll use this. That in there. There. There we go. All right. Success in that. Don't need that anymore. Right, so now I'll let that dry. Won't take long. And that's the tail shafts on. Okay, so we've got this other little, it's like a steering, part of the steering to go down in here. And that would be a small piece in here. It's that one there. And it's pretty simple. It just connects into the little marking, little spot there, and goes up underneath. Yep. Need that. Need that. Just do a test. Okay, so that looks wrong. Piece doesn't look long enough. Did I break it? Is it the right one? No, it's not the right one. Let's try using the correct one. That for something else. Oh, A52. Yeah, that's for a different part. Okay, no wonder it wouldn't reach. All right, so now we have to get this to go. Yes, that reaches perfectly. All right. It's like this. Another test fit. Good. All right, let's put this on. And that is close and tiny, but we got it. I had it. Perfect. Right. Breathe. Breathe. All right, done. Let's mark some of these off. So that's crossed, that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on, and that one is on. Okay, so we've got now here the instructions are telling us there's a bit of plastic on the chassis we need to remove so that this will fit in there. Well, just to see what they're talking about, we're just going to try and put that on there and see what's got to be removed. Okay, so that goes to there. And yeah, I can see a little bit of plastic they're talking about. Right. That's easy. We'll just scrape that off with the knife. A bit there. There's another little notch in there too. It's pretty much where that nut's got to go. I'm going to have to take that off because that won't sit flush with that there. There we go, it's off. See how it fits now. That. Good. So before I do that, we need to put a couple of bits on here. Otherwise it'll be a bit difficult afterwards. Okay, so first we need the A50, which is that tiny little nut. A50. Is crazy small. Is one of these. And the best way to get that off try not to lose it. And it stayed on the knife. What are the chances of that? Fantastic. Okay, look at the size of that nut. Right on the tip of my knife. Right, so that needs to go in on here. And then there's another piece, which will be A51, which I think I've got off. Yeah. That'll go just below it. It's like a little handle of some sort. But this first is going to be crazy to put on. Right, we're going to need to use this. And this. What I'll do is I'll slide it off and onto there. I put some of this on. Very, very small amount, just there. It's just the head of a bolt. Literally, that's it. on. All right. Yep. Now we need that other piece, which is super small. It's like a little handle. And there's a little indentation just below the bolt where that goes. Or it does go where the hole is. Just noticing. Yeah, so we could probably put that on after we put this on. Yeah. Rightio, get some of this on. Need a bit more under there. There. Good. And then that handle goes in there somehow. Don't know how, because it seems a bit too big. Oh no, it will. Okay. Just get a bit of this. Push that there. The handle's on. All right. Looks good. A52 is that little tiny one I took by mistake. And that needs to go in the side here. We're getting to a point now where there's some really delicate stuff. Just handling this chassis is going to be a bit risky. You have to be a very lot more careful. All right, so this goes like that. So it seems. But up the other way. Is that right? It doesn't really clearly show the angle this is meant to be at. Unless it's that way. That looks like it. Okay, I need to find some other reference to make sure that's correct. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I found that it does point upwards and pretty much goes on like that. So let's put it on like that. There. Put that in like that there. Just like that. Okay, done. Circle that off. A50 done. Cross through them because they're put on. Now we've got one more A36 that goes up in the end of that piece there. So this is this long one. And again, it's not clear It looks like it just points straight up when it's underneath. So we need to find another reference photo to look at. It is pointing straight up. Good, okay, that's not so bad. But I think it'll be easy to turn it over to attach this. And it's going to go pretty much, I'm assuming it runs along the edge of the chassis there. Again, I'm going to go for some reference over the page. Yes, it does. Okay, we're good. And I will definitely use some super glue as the attachment point. No, I'll use this on the attachment point so I can still maneuver it a little bit. All right. That looks good. I'm going to make that with super glue now. I'm swapping and changing, but I don't want that to move. And good. Let that dry, and it should be fine. I was going to add some glue to it along here, but I may need to move it a little bit later, so I'm just going to leave that where it is, let that dry. So like I said, there's some delicate parts on here now. I have to be careful when I'm handling it. So I guess the best way now would be to handle it by the rims or by the brake drums. That way I'm not going to risk touching anything that I shouldn't. I don't think I've got enough super glue on that. Let me just get a bit more. There we go. That's fine. All right. So that crosses that off. And I think we're done on 13. Yep, 13 can be ticked off. The other parts are done. All right, so we can go to 14. Let me just move this side out of the way. Okay. Okay, so after looking at the instructions and how long this video is going for, we've got to call it quits. So we're up to step 14, which looks like the steering column going on. And then there's one little bracket under there for the fuel tank. And then we'll be on to the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build these off camera. I'll put them on, quite simple. And then we'll come back in the next video, which will be part 4, where we can get back onto the engine, where we've got some painting and lots of detail work and stuff to do. Okay, so thank you for sticking with it for so long. I'll look forward to see you in part 4. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up, comment below, and yeah, I'll see you all in part 4. Cheers, bye for now.